Okay, and now for something completely different. We're going to talk about neurons and safety, but we're going to talk about it with you. So I am going to be chatting with you about your mental health at work and what we can do about it. So you may not know that in addition to looking at our physical safety at work, yesterday, for example, we learned about taking steps, right? There are global standards around your mental health at work as well. And these have come out over the last few years. If you're fortunate enough to be in Canada or Australia, you've had this since 2007. The rest of the world has not. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what that looks like when it comes to the work that you do. I know, slightly different from what we've been talking about. So if you look at these global guidelines, they identify 12 different what are called psychosocial hazards. Those are hazards that can negatively impact your mental health while you're at work. I've organized these into 3 areas. Where's my timer? Oh, hello. I've organized these into 3 categories. One is our structures and systems. That's the ways in which we work, our environment, which is where we work, and then our expectations of behavior, also called psychological safety behaviors, and that's how we work. And so I recently worked with the cybersecurity team. They're one of our clients, and they're implementing the World Health Organization standards. I like talking about environmental hazards because those are the things we can't control. I can't control necessarily where I work. I can't control stakeholders, including customers or vendors, and I can't necessarily control what's happening in the industry. But all of those things can impact my mental health in some capacity by either accelerating burnout, increasing anxiety, or increasing risk of depression. So what we did is we looked at these 3 categories. We pulled up a mural board, and I taught the team this hierarchy of controls. So we apply this in the same way you do any safety risk, which is the first thing I would like to do is eliminate it, right? We don't want to have injury. But many of the things, especially in that middle bucket, we can't eliminate. So we look at how we can alter how we work in order to decrease the risk of psychological injury or hazard to our mental health. Let me give you some examples, 5 examples from the team. So this is around their workplace. They're a 100% remote organization, and they wanted to tackle the issue of overcoming silos. Raise your hand if in your organization silos are a problem. 1, 2, oh, really? Okay, some. So here were some of their ideas. Upskill on how to use Teams, make points of contact, etc. So again, they're looking at, if I can't eliminate the issue, what can I do to diminish it? People's tight calendars. Who has problems with booked calendars? Yeah. So here are some ideas oops, I went the wrong way. Okay. Some ideas they came up with. 3, the rapid evolution of tech and trying to, again, this is a cybersecurity company. So they are making sure they're keeping apprised, and the stress of being in cybersecurity is actually pretty high. One study showed that surviving a cyber attack has the same impact on our mental health of surviving a physical attack and some of the post-traumatic stress from that. So how do we equip people to be able to navigate those stressors? Vendor delays or resource problems. These are some of their ideas on how to address those issues and dependencies. Again, another stressor. And finally, meeting the needs of multiple stakeholders. Who here has multiple stakeholders who don't always agree? Yeah, very stressful, right? Who do we report into? Like who's the loudest voice often is the one we have to respond to. So designing a playbook, building some skills for navigating that, these are their ideas. Unfortunately, we can't replace stakeholders with just the ones we like. So what we have to do is come up with how do we mitigate the impact, the negative impact they have on the team. If you're interested in learning more, I'm presenting on burnout risks tomorrow. So come up and see me, or I'll see you afterwards after the talk. and 6 seconds. Yes. Thank you.